Hello, it's Caspar from Big Bold Goals.
And I'm Sue from Big Bold Goals.
Right, a question that we have been hearing a lot from across the clients that we work with is the whole reflection that people's teams are feeling burned out, zoomed out, exhausted, and it's almost as though people have been holding their breath for the last 9 months. And, we're seeing that some teams are sort of smashing their results, other teams are having the most challenged time possible. And it's a question of how do we help those teams and ourselves, right? When we're in that stage of just feeling burned out and exhausted. So Sue, what are some of the things that you're recommending for people?
So I think one of the most important skills, Caspar, and I know you agree with me on this, is empathy. So it's about really listening. It's a silly little tip, but when we talk about virtual and remote teams, if you were in the office and you walked into the office in the morning, what is the first thing you would do? You would say good morning to those people that you passed. So it's a good habit to get into, to do that very same thing, even though we're virtual. Send an IM, just say good morning. How are you this morning? I think that goes a long way to letting people know that you care and that you're there.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. And so one of the things I'll add to that as well, it's listening to what people are saying. And actually, it's equally important to listen to what they're saying and also to what they are not saying. So I'm going to share a really brief story. And I think you know this story, Sue, that I was communicating with someone by email and they suddenly went off the deep end at me. And it's like, what did I miss? And I completely missed that there was some tension building up. But I'm someone who reads the whole person, and if it's just in the text, just completely missed it. And again, I don't know if you're seeing that with other people, other organizations that you're working with, but the potential for the miscommunication goes up dramatically. So in that empathetic piece, it's really being aware of all the different senses and really making sure you're hearing those messages.
Absolutely, Caspar. And I'm laughing, and not that it's funny, but I'm laughing because, I'm an empath and I have that style that doesn't so much listen to the words, but I listen to body language. I listen to tone of voice and inflection, and even email has a tone. So I think it's a really good point that it's not just words that we need to listen to. It's the whole entire message, including what's not being said, that we need to listen to. And do you remember in the UK, there was a whole campaign around, how are you? No, how are you really? And that always comes to mind when we talk about this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's so important. And, I think particularly at this time of year, right, when we are starting to look into 2021, we're resetting our big, bold goals. But at the same time, we've got teams who are exhausted, right? So you've really got to hear those messages and calibrate things in the right way, because it's that tension, isn't it, between going after big, bold goals and being more human, making sure that everyone is okay. Because you will not achieve your big, bold goals if you just keep caning teams who are exhausted. Yeah. So it's really hearing those messages to make sure you're all in a strong place to go forward into next year.
And I just want to add one quick thing to that, because I always worry when I work with leaders that we sometimes think that if we allow people to vent to us, to share their problems with us as a leader, we think that means that we have to fix it. That's not necessarily what it means. Some people just need to know that you're there, and they need to be able to vent and share their feelings. No fixing required.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Actually, I have one more thought just to build on that, right? What do they say? Is that the single most important, single most motivating factor for any person is they feel the person they're reporting to genuinely cares about them. And that genuine caring, right, that comes from listening. You don't necessarily have to fix it. You just got to hear it and acknowledge it, which is pretty rare, right?
Yes. And I'm just laughing because I'm laughing at us, Caspar, because we're both hear the problem, fix it. So, I have to remind myself, don't fix, just listen. But it's a great tip and it works really well.
There we go. Look, we'd love to talk to you. Love to talk about your big, bold goals and how we can get your high performance team absolutely cranking for 2021, but also by being more human. All right. Take care, everyone.